Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dolynny TV. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel. And today, I don't get to do this very often. I don't sit here and find some time right before a Hockey Night in Canada matchup to get a video done. Now, obviously, this is, like I'm saying, this video done on Saturday. This is coming out on Sunday. So, bar mind, I have no clue what happened today. And we'll keep it as simple as that. So, the point of this video is, as you saw by the title, we're discussing a prospect for the Oilers that I really think is a dark horse candidate to make an impact in the AHL next year and then hopefully move up the system into the NHL within the next 2 or 3 years. And the reason I say that is, for the Oilers, we don't often have guys in the NCAA that make an impact for us that we drafted. They went that development route, then they come up and they play for us in the NCAA, right? You think, I believe John Marino was a similar guy like that. Didn't play for us. We traded him for a pick because he wasn't going to sign for us. We got something for him. Now he's lighting it up with the Pittsburgh Penguins. This guy, Aapeli Räsänen, I'm not sure how you say it. I think it's Räsänen, but you know what? If it's Räsänen, my bad as well. Is a guy that, well, similar to Marino, could be in that boat or could just be a really good guy for us to get into the AHL system, get a contract to, and let him play, because I'm going to show you his stats right now. He's played a lot of places in the last few years, all the way back to 2011, 2012, but you see that 2019, 2020 number there for Aapeli Räsänen is the beauty number that caught my attention and the reason we're discussing him today. So 17 points in 15 games played, 8 goals, 9 assists for Boston College. Let's not kid ourselves. This is a team that has some reputation in the NCAA for being good. So see one of our prospects doing good on there. That's great to see. Now Räsänen, he's unsigned as it sits right now, but 6 foot, 207 pounds at last weigh in on EliteProspects.com. He's 21 years old. He'll be 22 June 1st, so a very good birthday for him to kind of sit there and be able to decide the rest of his career from there on out. But it's just really interesting to see a guy who came into his rookie year in Boston College, right? 2 years after we had drafted him, or 2 hockey seasons after we had drafted him. And you know what? He lit it up. Like 16 points, 32 games played. That's a heck of a rookie season for a rookie in the NCAA. Now, obviously, then it dips down in 18-19, down to 7 points, 5 goals, 2 assists in 33 games played. That's going to hurt your ranking quite a bit. And now all of a sudden, he's responded in his 3rd year in college with 17 points in 15 games played. That's mass for us. I don't know what Boston College is doing all around, but just one quick check is back in the check-in going into 2018. The Edmonton Journal did a listing, and he was the number 21 prospect on the Oilers' watch. So obviously things have changed now that we have Konovalov, the goalie, we have Broberg, the defenseman, that kind of stuff, right? Raphael Lavoie, it all gets complicated, but that's exactly why, we added some 2, 3, or 4, arguably very good prospects for the Edmonton Oilers in the draft off-season, 2019's off-season, this past off-season. But here's the thing, is a guy playing like this in college really starts complicating the matters, kind of like Vinny Desharnais did, right? Vinny Desharnais goes out there, complicates matters, gets into rookie camp, gets in there, and as much as he complicated matters, he didn't cause any problems. He got himself a contract, and that's what you want to do coming out of college, obviously, right? You've got your education in tow, and then you want to get this going. Now, Aapeli Räsänen, well, thing is, he's unsigned, and I believe because of that extra year of junior, we have to sign him this season. Hold on, let me see if I can find a cap-friendly resource on it, and then we'll get going there. I thought I had that down pat, but apparently I didn't. Let me get that. Depth charts. Yes, depth charts is what we want. Or do we want, maybe not depth charts. We want reserve list. That's what I'm looking for there. What you're seeing with Räsänen is he will not be a free agent, an RFA or whatever, until August 15th, 2021. So we've got control for a long while here yet. So he can realistically finish off college, go the college route 4 full years, and then go out there and earn this. But this is, like I said, 2 to 3 years from making a pro impact at the very least. But this guy, a dark horse candidate, very well worth talking about. And that's where I'm going to get going with the Dober Prospects overview. The March 2019 update is following that terrible season with Boston College last year. And this straight from DoberProspects.com, his player page. You never want to see a forward prospect's offensive production decline, but that is exactly what happened with Räsänen this season. In his first season with Boston College, young Finn recorded 16 points in 32 games. But this season his production slipped down by more than half, and then his team lacked the success, winning just 11 of 34 games to date, but still his season has to be seen as disappointing. Räsänen turned heads at the U18s in 2018 and has been pretty productive at WJC, but has struggled to make a consistent impact in regular season play in North American hockey the past 3 years. At this point, he has to be seen as a project prospect. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying, right? Is when you start talking those project prospects, this is where it gets fun for the Oilers, is because we've actually done a very good job. That would have been under Peter Chiarelli, drafting some prospects that aren't necessarily those guys that are going to step into the NHL their first season after being drafted and light it up and get 60 points and blah, 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 blah. Having that as a realistic expectation for prospects has absolutely doomed this Oilers organization to this point. Now you sit here and you start talking about project prospects, right? Ostap Safin, Vincent Desharnais, Tyler Benson, right? I mean, Tyler Benson went high in the draft, but he has to this point been a project prospect. But day by day, we're starting to evolve him into exactly what this Oilers lineup could need. I said it's time to call him up. Why not? But you see where I'm going with this, right? You start talking Stuart Skinner, Dylan Wells, 2 project prospects as well. There's a lot of guys that need that time to develop. And that's what I'm saying in terms of project prospect, is you need to develop them along slowly, but develop them right in the same sense. And for Aapeli Räsänen, it could be a very good case. If you get him into, right, next year you think about that Bakersfield team. You get him into that Bakersfield team, you could definitely set him up for success, right? He's that guy that could be that young prospect, you get him going. But that's the thing, is there's no rush to sign him because we've got control till 2021. So this is a dark horse. We might not hear about this offseason. We might not hear much about him at all this season. I might be telling you this guy exists for the first time in your life. But this guy does exist, and he is our property in terms of hockey rights right now, so why not sit here and discuss him today? But this one that might not sit here for this hockey season, but next year we will definitely be talking about him, especially if he continues the trend of what he's done with Boston College so far this season. You get him going a full year, and then they get into the Frozen Four, whatever, you never know. And then all of a sudden, Aapeli Räsänen becomes a hot commodity, and either the Oilers have to have the in on signing him immediately, or else risk losing him at the end of those 4 years. But for the Oilers, a bare cupboards kind of approach, especially if we move that whole youth movement that we have in the organization up to the NHL next season, we could very well be in desperate need for, by the end of next year, to have some of the AHL talent coming up from the lower ranks of hockey, whether it be the ECHL, whether it be the QMJHL, like Raphael Lavoie, Philip Broberg, right? We're stacked to make a good transition and move guys up and down and up and down, but we need to be able to keep the good, talented talent coming in, right? Every hockey player that plays at the AHL level is talented, but you need to have the higher talent, the NHL caliber talent, or potential talent, whichever way you want to put it, up in the AHL as much as possible. And Aapeli Räsänen, once he's done 4 years in college, or if he decides to ditch out and get in there and get going after 3 years, you just never know. And well, hopefully you can find something in him, because guys, 17 points, 15 games played in Boston College. I think, like I said, this is a dark horse guy you're not going to hear much about right now, but I think you will be hearing a lot more about as the season progresses in the NCAA. And then let me tell you, if things go well for him the rest of this year, we will hear a lot about Aapeli Räsänen next season. Guys, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Not something I normally do, but I thought I'd give it a shot and see what you'd think. So let me know in the comments section down below what your thoughts on today's video are. And I look forward to hearing maybe if I'm guessing on a dark horse candidate, who you think's going to be a dark horse prospect for the Edmonton Oilers, right? Somebody who's not drafted way back when. Because Aapeli Räsänen, guys, was drafted in the 6th round for the Edmonton Oilers way back when in 2016. So there is some interesting goals right there. As let me just get this for you. Räsänen drafted 2016 6th round, 153rd overall. But all of a sudden, maybe there's some found gold there, guys. I'm Tyson Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.